So the World Cup just started, and when tournaments like this take place, people only worry about the big nations. You know, nations like France, Spain, England, Germany. But then we also have something called the dark horses. And in case you didn't know, the dark horses are basically teams that are not as big as the big nations, but they've got enough talent to make a difference or to make an impact on the tournament. A great example of this is Croatia, who finished first in the table in the 2018 World Cup and made it all the way to the finals. And at that time in the team, they had the likes of Luka Modric, who won the Ballon d'Or in that year based on what he accomplished with Croatia. And also they had other talents like Rakitic, Brozovic, Perisic, Mandzukic, lots of talent. But again, not as good as the likes of the big nations. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the potential dark horses on the 2026 World Cup. Let's begin. So at number 4, I've got none other than Norway. And the reasons why I've got Norway at number 4 is because this is the first time since 1998 that they qualified for a World Cup. And this is great timing because it falls in an era where they have world-class players like Erling Haaland, the star player for Man City, and Martin Odegaard, the midfielder that just won the Premier League with Arsenal. And they've also got some upcoming youngsters that are rising up the rank, like the 21-year-old Nusa, who's had a fantastic season for Leipzig, and Andres Schulderup, a fantastic winger that plays for Benfica and has had an amazing season for them as well. And if you look at the last 10 games, they've only suffered 1 defeat. So this is the great momentum as well to come into the World Cup. They've got the talent, they've got the run, and they've got the hunger since they haven't played since 1998. That's why Norway is my number 4 spot. And at number 3, I've got the USA. And again, the reasons why I've got the USA at number 3 is because they have emerging talent. Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie, Malik Tillman, but they're also the hosting nation. So every game is going to feel like a home game for them. And if you look at the group that they're in, they've got a quite easy group. They've got the likes of Paraguay and Australia. So that should be 2 easy first wins. And also they probably have the best manager to take them to the top. And that is Mauricio Pochettino, who did an amazing job at Tottenham back in 2019 when he took that team to the final of the Champions League and finished 4th in the Premier League, securing another spot in the Champions League for the following season. So yeah, people shouldn't take the USA lightly. They've got the coach, they've got the crowd, and they've got a few players that will make a difference. So yeah, USA at number 3. So sitting at number 2 of the dark horses, I've got Ivory Coast. Now, the reason why I've got Ivory Coast is because if you look at their squad, they're quite solid in every single position. Think about it. On defense, they've got the likes of Diomande, who's a nice young centre-back playing for Sporting. They've got Singo from Monaco and Kosunu, who's one of Atalanta's main defenders. And when you look at the midfield, they've got players like Fofana and Kessie, who I will always rate Kessie. I mean, I'm a Barcelona fan and he did such an amazing job at Barcelona. So yeah, shout out to Kessie, man. So that midfield should be good enough. But then when we focus on the attack, they've got a lot of good players like Nicolas Pepe, who plays for Villarreal, amazing player. Amad Diallo, main guy for Man United. Yan Diamonde, who recently signed to Leipzig and he had an amazing season this year in Germany. And Adingra, who's a winger who started the season in the Premier League but got loaned to AS Monaco, which is a pretty good team. So when I look at the squad in totality, they might not have the best technical players, but every African team is very physical. So I believe that in this World Cup, they're going to make the difference on that side of the game. And the last team is going to be none other than Colombia. And again, if you look at Colombia's squad, it's overall a very decent squad. They've got Lukumi and Yeremina, who are going to be the top centre backs. Then you've got Munoz from Crystal Palace, who I believe is one of the best right backs in the world. I know it's Crystal Palace and is a bit underrated, but they just won the Conference League, and I think Munoz is heading to a big move this transfer market. Then we look at the midfield like Richard Rios, James Rodriguez, who's a legend for Colombia. I mean, his performance in the 2014 World Cup will always carry his career. And Lerma is one of those physical ball-winning midfielders that every team always misses. So that midfield will definitely add some value to the team. But then also in the attack, they've got players like Luis Suarez, who's actually a decent player, had a decent season with Sporting in the Champions League. And obviously we gotta talk about the king, Luis Diaz, who literally had one of the best performances in the Champions League this season against PSG. But yeah, I've got Colombia as the ultimate dark horse in this tournament. But anyways, we've reached the end of the video. I hope you guys liked it and it gave you some context behind what a dark horse meant and the ones that we're gonna be enjoying in the World Cup. This is the first video on this channel, so if you did like it, please subscribe, like. I will be making more of these videos, especially in this time of the year with all the World Cup stuff going on, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much, and I'll see you later.